I believe you. I'll have to take your word on that one.
What, you don't do taxes?
Oh, I've done mine already.
Oh, I did too. I'm just saying. Ugh. Alrighty. Fucking put my hair up. Fucking pound a fucking dick into the car door. Well, short order chefs tonight. We have a very tired Bun, so we are without Lon. Chrissy is doing real life stuff, so they are also not available. Lil Sharky, I just assume, is dealing with chickens. So it do be what it do be. So it looks like we just got Oni and Shy. So, Shy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Shy, a ninja girl who does love to play video games. A lot of the things I do play include Final Fantasy XIV, where I am trying to do everything possible in-game. Lots of Stardew Valley, and lots of other projects. You can catch me here for voice acting, and elsewhere, hopefully, in the future. Usually I'm joined by Lon, who cannot be here tonight. So everybody just send good wishes to the bunny, because she's not feeling great right now. So yeah, let's have some fun and get this underway.
Oni, my favorite phony baloney enthusiast, perhaps rides ponies because North Philly got horses.
I thought that was Lon's job.
Yeah, believe it or not, North Philly do have horses.
I'm not from North Philly.
I'm just saying, we got them up here. You want some?
No, I'm good. I don't like horses. Well, I mean, like, they're fine. I don't like riding on horses.
But Oni, there's no cock like horse cock.
Oh yeah, my name is Oni Hart. I got jiggle physics now.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I've been working on the model. That's about it. Practicing saxophone, playing random video games, and working out to create the ultimate bod. I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. Let me oh, wait. That's right. I put you all in front of me. Son of a bitch. I was going to inspect your model, but no, well. I can only do so much. Listen.
Hey, I'm just saying, like, that wouldn't have been a problem if you got the V2 Studio multiplayer.
Listen, let me get my Discord account back first, and then we'll work on other things, okay? Calm down, sweetie. All right. Once we left off, I believe we were working on reworking the case, I think, or something like that.
Not you either, Your Honor. Now silence.
You want to take Aura Shy, or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ellipses. The little princess who was truly beloved by Metis, and who repaid that love with death. All these years, hating Athena was the only thing that's kept me going. But what do I do now? Can anyone tell me? How am I supposed to go on?
Ms. Blackquill.
How unlike you, Aura. Metis was deeply passionate about her work, and she chose you as her partner. Isn't that?
Shut up, Simon. You know exactly how I felt about her. Her respect as a coworker wasn't all that I wanted.
And they were roommates.
I'll be the judge.
You sure?
What did you want to do,
Yeah,
Mr. Cue Ball?
yeah, I got him. Hmm. Then what did you want from her? Did you really just go there, Your Honor?
Aura, there's something I've wanted to say. If you would lend me an ear. I have in my possession a lead on who Metis's murderer is.
You do?
Right, Dono. You asked me about the identity of the Phantom of 7 years past.
Oh, for sure. That's right. The Phantom. The person Blackwell has been looking for. Even from behind bars.
7 years ago, somebody hatched a plan to sabotage the HAT-1 rocket. The spy? But he was no ordinary spy. We knew naught about him. His background, appearance. We came to refer to him as the Phantom. At the time, I was working with the police to hunt him down. And then one day, a miracle occurred, and I obtained a lead on him.
Oh, how exciting! What was the lead?
A recording of the Phantom's voice, but the quality was too poor for proper voice analysis.
That Xbox 360 lobby.
Yet, I had hope. Aura's co-worker was a scientist who could analyze human emotions. So I asked her to evaluate the recording using analytical psychology.
And that scientist was Dr. Sykes.
Yes, a spy's greatest fear is to have his true identity discovered. In addition to HAT-1, Dr. Sykes' results and the recordings were surely among his targets. But his search of the Space Center bore no fruit, so he must have started to panic.
You couldn't find them? But where could they have been?
Who's to say?
Wow, I bet he's never let that out of his sight all these years.
How in the world did you smuggle him into prison?
Well, he's the master of boofing, Oni.
Oh, I have my ways. What's more, my partner is especially talented at that sort of thing.
Boofing?
I work to lure the Phantom in by spreading rumors throughout the underworld. I was even granted permission to prosecute cases to attract the Phantom's attention. Just try to retrieve your identity, you bloody butcher, became my taunt.
And what about the results Dr. Sykes drew up for you? Was there any useful information?
Here, you can see for yourself.
I can't read.
But take good care of it. It's all I have left of my mentor.
I will. I'd better hold on to this really tight.
Psychological profile. Classified. Emotional output of this voice extremely weak compared to typical voices. Subject deemed to have unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation.
No emotional fluctuation?
A spy who experiences no emotions.
not sadness nor anger, and naturally, no fear. He's very He is the very definition of a phantom. A monster with no heart, don't you see? This creature is the rock that destroyed our lives and set what ails us into motion. The phantom, indeed. A fitting name for the one who has brought darkness to our world.
Hmm. Well then. It seems a faint image of this man has started to take shape. Based on what we have learned, I'd like all of you to conduct further investigation. This is not a formal trial, but I do want to follow protocol. If I may, I'd like to hand down my verdicts and bring these proceedings to an end.
Whatever. Do what you want.
You'll hear no objections from me.
Yes, please, Your Honor. It's over. It's finally over.
Very well. In that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, could you please take the stand? As a result of this trial, your innocence has been proven. Yet the verdict handed down 7 years ago is hereby overturned. And now, the defendant of the current trial, Ms. Athena Sykes.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, thank you. Thank you for everything.
1,000 years dungeon.
Athena, you're more than welcome.
If everyone is ready, I will give my verdict. You!
Me! Apollo?
What is the meaning of this?
Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago, and you saved Prosecutor Blackwell. However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet.
Fuck!
Why, Apollo? Why would you do this to us? Yeah, Apollo, fucking why?
To be continued.
Wade?
Look at Sharkman.
Hey, it is Sharky. Just in time. Hey, buddy.
Ohio. Weeks upon weeks of starting at 11. Oh, look, 12 or 10:30 start.
Yeah, nah, my bad, dude.
Not your fault.
It was one of those things, if I, like, either it was going to be Metaphor was going to go until, like, 11:30, or I stopped where I was.
This is fine.
Mr. Justice,
gotten real
please
stupid.
explain yourself.
Yeah, we'll have Phoenix. Well, it's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Ms. Athena Sykes, might not be innocent.
Oh, all right, quickly into character. What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago? Settled, brah.
I'm not talking about the past here. I'm talking about the present case. It's still not clear who killed Clay Taryn.
But, Apollo, why would you...
Listen, if I can't wreck that pussy, I'm wrecking that career. Miss Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say.
What in the world is Apollo trying to do?
Your Honor, Please allow me a little of the court's time. You want the judge, Sharky?
That's on you, buddy. You can keep it if you want it.
No, by all means. Feel free.
But this is a trial for the case from 70 years ago.
Ms. Blackwell, I'd like to ask a favor of you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me too. I'm sure you know what the real truth of what happened as much as I do.
Apollo. Sure. You know I'm all for the truth. Now let's see you expose the princess's guilt.
I can do that in front of people?
Judge, I give my permission. Continue with the trial.
Very well. Is that all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth?
The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mr. Justice's testimony. I'll have the police's investigation report brought immediately.
Not you too? Come on, boyfriend. I really hope that's because something up your sleeve, my dude. Very well. Your opening statement, please. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
As you wish. Let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Tarrant. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts in boarding lounge 1. When the two men made their escape out of the Space Museum, the killer attacked Mr. Tarrant with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Next, director Yuri Cosmos switched the launch pads. After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding lounge 2. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Tarrant's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day.
Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is the defense ready? Yes, Your Honor. I'd better rearrange my evidence. Again, relevant evidence swapped into the court record. Now then, Mr. Justice, your testimony, if you please. Don't know why I'm Sean Connery, but we're going with it.
I'm here for it. I suspected Ms. Sykes the murder of Clay Tarrant. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launchpad switch to escape. That is why I wish to indict Ms. Sykes on the charge of murder.
Order in the court. Mr. Justice, you realize you are charging your own co-worker with murder, don't you?
Yes, Your Honor, because that is the conclusion my investigation has led me to.
But, Apollo, why? How could you suspect me too?
Brain damage from the bombing. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? The lack of depth perception can't be causing it.
Mhm.
What first made you suspicious of Miss Sykes?
Well, it all started when Ms. Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Taryn, my bracelet reacted. She said she'd never seen the knife before, but my bracelet told me otherwise. And then, every time after that, my bracelet would react when she talked about the case.
Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation.
I didn't know what to do, or think. I couldn't even sleep. And in that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court. So I decided to wear an eye patch so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells.
So that's why Apollo was acting so strangely. But the reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to that knife that way is because she stabbed her mother's own murderer with one identical to it, like 1,000,000 years ago.
Objection!
But that knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Taryn. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer too.
Oh, guess he has a point.
But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her. My growing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself.
Hold it!
That's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems decisive, there must be other facts we don't know about.
Well, if that's so, go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true either, but Ms. Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder.
But Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Taryn.
Objection!
7 years ago, Miss Sykes lived at the Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. And besides, people sometimes kill for motives we can't even imagine. I know you've seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright.
Still cannot believe it. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo? Certainly there's some other Greek god you can imagine.
In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launch pad switch to escape.
Hold it!
Isn't it possible that somebody else used that same escape route?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Wright.
And why is that, bruh?
Recall, there's a security camera in Boarding Lounge 1 aimed at the launch pad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Taryn and Mr. Starbuck, but there's also another security camera in Boarding Lounge 2. It recorded Mr. Taryn's killer, or rather, Ms. Sykes coming out of the Space Museum.
A camera in Boarding Lounge 2? Well, that's the first I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident, and then was overcome and passed out until noon the next day.
I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions.
Cool chicks don't look at explosions.
When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into boarding lounge too.
That must have been when the camera captured. And that's what made Apollo suspect her even more. But, wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well.
Objection!
That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. In the footage taken after the incident, Miss Sykes is the only one who appears.
Nani? Order. Order in the court. That can't be. But if it is, then it is incredibly incriminating.
Wasn't it you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the pads had been switched? A fact you previously proved turned on its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is a vintage Phoenix Wright.
You know, it kind of fucking is. That is why I wish to indict Ms. Sykes on the charge of murder.
Hold it!
Believing in your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Should you extend that same principle to your own coworker?
You're probably right. Maybe I'm not even fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me. That was my boyfriend.
I'm all right.
He was my friend. And that's why I just have to know the truth.
Apollo suspected his trusted coworker of killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own. But that only led to more doubt. Apollo must have really been struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but... I'll say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer.
Then I have only one thing to say. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments?
Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice. And your facts appear to be indisputable.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory?
Ellipses.
Looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route.
Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant.
Unless... you think there was an alternative escape route? Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Oh my god.
Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was there an alternative escape route?
Nah, fucker. Going to jail.
Yes, of course there must have been. Just don't ask me what.
You're just bluffing again, aren't you?
Me? Bluff? No way. Fucker knows me too well.
It's fine, Mr. Wright. Oh, wait, and that's probably... Okay. I need you to wash me of my sins, Mr. Wright.
Wait, this went from adversarial to seductive way too fast.
I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her.
So that you can really trust me?
It seems your junior partner has just showed us what trials are truly all about.
Wasting taxpayer money?
I believe you're right.
No, you're
no,
right.
I'm
That's
right. Wait,
Edgeworth.
no.
We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant.
What up, Chrissy?
While we lawyers believe in and defend our clients to the end. When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth.
Precisely. And when the battle's over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That is exactly what trials are about. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes! I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me. Jesus Christ. So I decided I need to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, I won't be afraid.
That's so like Apollo. Always uber earnest about things like this.
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas.
Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every little bit of doubt in your heart.
Good! Because I want to believe in Ms. Sykes again.
Really hoping there was an alternative route, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there's not many possibilities. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Which door could the culprit have escaped through?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Where do you think the culprit escaped to? Sure. Actual option, because the other one's locked.
They really only could have escaped to the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was use the unconscious Mr. Starbucks Prince and get through the door.
Objection!
It appears that all you're trying to do is establish Miss Sykes' guilt. If the culprit used that route, the only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant.
Knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh? If the culprit escaped into that corridor that leads to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would have been into Boarding Lounge 2.
But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the Boarding Lounge 2 security camera.
I investigated the crime scene thoroughly. But the only place the culprit could have escaped was to the museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything.
So that leaves us with no other conclusion to draw but that Athena Sykes was the culprit.
What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape route? But, hold on a second. What if... Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in the corridor come from?
You motherfucker.
What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? I think it is possible that the culprit escaped into the Space Museum, but then came out using a route other than into Boarding Lounge 2.
Oh.
Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing, meaning the Space Museum corridor was moving along the rail at the time. Which is exactly when an alternative escape route opened up for our culprit.
Are you kidding me?
Judging by the intense look in your eyes, I take it you're serious.
Maybe you know it.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Do tell. Where could the culprit have gone from the museum corridor besides Boarding Lounge 2?
There? Outside?
We found something odd while investigating the museum corridor this afternoon. Namely, a few dead leaves on the floor. Considering where dead leaves come from, they point us to exactly where the culprit escaped to. A motherfucking tree.
Oh, get out of here, Chrissy. Yeah, I remember seeing some leaves myself. God, you mean?
Yup. While the Space Museum was in motion, just beyond the corridor safety door was an alternative place that the culprit could use to escape. In other words, the culprit's real escape route was the area outside the Space Center.
Ah!
You're
You're freaking
Insane!
insane in the brain!
Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain! Oh, wait, never mind. Oni, you're not old enough for that, are you?
Insane, got no brain.
For all you youngins
That
in
song's
chat,
over
that's a
30 years
Cypress
old now.
Hill. Yeah, it's a Cypress Hill reference. Yeah, do you know how impossible that would be? That corridor is level with the 3rd floor. Even if the culprit tried to leap to the outside wall of the Space Center building, they would fall to their death. Probably.
Objection!
Ordinarily, well, ordinarily, yes. But after the bombing incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item?
And what item was it exactly, Mr. Wright?
All right. This is what the culprit used to leap to the outside wall of the main building. My attorney's back.
Oh, there's
I guess.
an emergency ladder.
I don't know. I'm just making this shit up as I go.
There was an emergency ladder in the 4th floor robotics lab. And it was used that day after the explosions to help evacuate people. Miss Blackwell herself used that ladder to escape down to ground level. Recall that the launch pads were switched after the ladder was lowered. The corridor would have passed by the ladder while the pads were being switched. And that's when the culprit literally sprang into action. And leapt onto the ladder.
What? Who would have imagined?
Order in the court. Order! Well, an alternative escape route seems to have emerged.
Which means someone other than Ms. Sykes could have been the culprit, right?
Objection!
Making things up on the fly in an attempt to sway the court again, are we, Mr. Wright?
Maybe you know it.
Your theory has so many holes, it puts Swiss cheese to shame.
All right then, name one.
I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the museum corridor and the main building during movement is a full 20 feet.
T- t- 20 feet? You're pulling my leg, right?
In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet.
What? How tall are those fucking ceilings?
I guess like 20 feet up. I don't know.
What's more, the culprit would be leaping to a precarious place, an unstable ladder. Human beings feel fear in dangerous situations. It's a basic survival instinct.
Killer was a robot.
An ordinary person would certainly hesitate before jumping. Or even freeze in fear and not jump at all.
Objection!
But the culprit had just murdered someone. They weren't in an ordinary state of mind.
Objection!
Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to be complete and escaped to boarding lounge 2.
Objection!
Because there was a security camera in boarding lounge 2. The culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way.
Objection!
In that case, the culprit could have hidden in the museum until things settled down. And then blended in with the other people after the museum was open.
Your mom could have blended in. That's a good point.
But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20-foot death-defying leap. And all in the brief moment the corridor and the ladder passed by each other.
That's also a good point.
They would have needed a running start while the corridor was moving to make that jump. If the timing was off, or if they couldn't jump far enough, it would have been instant death.
Actually, I think it would have been a little delayed, but instant pain for sure.
What kind of person would attempt something like that?
Stop bringing up good points, Edgeworth.
This true culprit of yours is nothing but a figment of your imagination.
Why do you always have to point out every flaw, son of a bitch?
Mr. Edgeworth's right. That does sound pretty insane. The culprit would have to be someone who feels no fear, like a stuntman.
But everyone feels fear on some level, right? Wait a minute. Aha! I've got it this time.
Do you?
Sure. I can prove that there was someone who could have used this alternate escape route.
Oh, can you now?
This proves the possibility of a person who could have used the alternate escape route.
Take that!
Sure, fuck it. Mr. Wright, what the fuck is that?
This is a certain person's very interesting psych profile.
Is that certain person in the room with us now?
Sure. The subject doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or horniness.
Doesn't feel fear?
Right. You can't be serious.
Without the constraint of fear, he could easily do what an ordinary person would not dare. Or she. Just as you or I could do a broad jump on the ground without the slightest fear. This subject could make a 20-foot leap 50 feet in the air from a moving tram. He could choose this extreme way of escaping without hesitation.
So you're saying that to a person without fear, the alternative route would be quicker and eliminate the chance that they'd be spotted?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty extreme, Mr. Wright.
X gonna give it to you.
True.
But was there such a person there at the scene? Yup, the Phantom, that mysterious shadowy figure who keeps pooping up. Oh yeah.
The Phantom. Again?
I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing. But I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of Clay Terran as well. However, now it's all clear. The Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center, but also killed Mr. Terran.
What? Oh, come on. That's just too convenient.
Order in the court. Order, I say. Mr. Wright, continue. There were just too many similarities between this case and the one from 7 years ago, bro. Tell me why, you may ask. It can only be because both incidents were the work of the same Phantom.
So then, this Phantom is the one who killed Clay? But who is he?
This Phantom has been haunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. Who could this unidentified international spy be?
Right. This escape route must have been a part of the Phantom's plan from the start. As was tricking Director Cosmos into switching the launch pads. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevator and stairs unusable. That's why he gave advance warning and planted the bombs where he did.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing.
So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms?
The robotics lab wasn't the only room with an emergency ladder. But he couldn't have made that leap unless he was certain which one it would be.
So you mean the Phantom must be someone who knew that particular ladder was going to be used?
That's right. Who could it be? Wait a minute. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the... Oh, right. Sorry, that was a more sultry voice.
Okay.
Do we want to go back and redo that line?
Shy, give it to us.
So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to.
Is that something robots enjoy? When you lower your emergency ladder?
Depends on
Sometimes
how...
they do.
Oh my. Miss Blackquill lowered the ladder after being told to by the detective leading the... Holy shit, dude. You've got to be kidding me.
Did you figure it out right? Do you know who the Phantom is?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Well, who is it? Who killed Clay?
Our mystery spy, known as the Phantom, is none other than. Well, it's either Fulbright or it's Aura to me.
Fucking Juniper.
Yes, I did it.
Obviously, it's Pearl.
Pearl. That's amazing.
Age deceased.
Age, she dead.
Fucking Fulbright. Hi, Luby. I don't know whose line that is, but you can have it, Shy.
Due to the explosions, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. I was on duty at the fourth floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell you.
As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the fourth floor, he had a very specific objective in mind.
So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to.
So you lowered your emergency ladder, Shy? Like the detective leading the evacuation told you to?
It wouldn't be for him.
His objective was to secure his own escape route.
We lowered an emergency ladder from the fourth floor window and escaped that way. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter.
This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on the current case. He appears to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile says he is without emotion.
Take that!
What? Are you saying?
You mean the Phantom is...
Detective Bobby Fulbright? Exactly. We were all taken in by his fake persona. Detective Fulbright's real identity is the Phantom. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, how could this be? That's easy, Your Honor. Detective Fulbright was leading the fourth floor evacuation effort. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladder put to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. The second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via this ladder.
Verily, it was all part of his plan to create an escape route.
Verily?
Verily!
Edgy's getting biblical. After Detective Fulbright saw to it that the ladder was lowered from the robotics lab, he went to the lounge where he killed Clay Terran and escaped into the Space Museum. The museum started moving slowly, so he waited for the right time got a running start. And just as the corridor was passing the ladder, he leapt onto it.
I don't believe it. That addle-pated detective did all that?
And was it really him? I mean, all this time, I thought... sorry, we didn't catch your name.
My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright, the heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. The champion of justice who comes running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase, it's "In justice we trust."
Then his concern for Simon was also all just one big act.
I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart.
That monster killed Clay? He had me completely fooled. Come to think of it, he's the one who brought that bloodstained lighter to court too. The scumbag even made me turn on Athena. Fuck him! How the hell did I fall for all that?
For him to have wormed his way into the police department as well.
You know, I really miss Dick Gumshoe now.
Your Honor, the defense demands to question Detective Bobby Fulbright.
Actually, where is Dick Gumshoe?
Probably fired him.
Oh, fucking A.
We haven't seen him since the last game. Yes, I agree that what we need to hear from is him right away.
Oh, I'm sure he's just waiting around.
The court will take a short recess, and then Detective Fulbright will take the stand.
Isn't he an international spy? He's probably like long fucking gone.
Karianosuke Naruhodo. Stat.
Yeah, dig that old bag of bones up.
He's 140. He's a brilliant detective. I'll do this like Lon does. December 20, 5:13 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 5.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I...
Don't thank me yet, kiddo. We still have an uphill battle both ways through the snow.
You got it, boss.
Just think of them teeth, Oni.
They're gross.
Just gonna bite them
Makes way too
toes.
much sense.
Apollo.
Oh, this is awkward. Can't they go make out and get over it?
Athena, can you do me a favor?
What is it? Hit you over the head?
No, could you? God damn it.
What? How many times? I mean, why should I do that?
Well, because I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt.
You sure that's not what Phoenix put in you last night?
No, that would be power harassment.
That would be the seed of justice. The seed of doubt comes from Blackquill.
I hate it here. I'm really sorry that I didn't trust. Ow! Stop it!
Don't be such a dope! I was really touched by what you did.
Now what are you talking about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what is faith without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her.
You took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. Even if it is 90% cookies. After all that, how could I punch a true friend like you, Apollo?
You didn't have any trouble slapping the shit out of him a second ago.
Thanks, Athena. And thanks for waking me up to reality again.
Guess I know who to call if I ever get sleepy in court.
It looks like you have some promising young people working under you.
Oh, hey, Edgeworth.
Boyfriend? Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself. And they're not afraid to keep me in line.
Anyway, I have some very good news. Aura Blackwill has surrendered, and the hostages have been set free.
Trucy and all the others? Fucking thank God.
Miss Blackwell said she had something she really needed to do. So I granted her special permissions to do what she must.
She's gonna kill Bobby Fulbright.
Probably.
Wonder what that is. Miss Blackquill, how you doing?
I didn't come to apologize if that's what you're thinking.
Not yet.
My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I did come because I had something to say to all of you. Miss Aura,
She'd better not be here to complain about something.
Miss Blackwell, I want to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault.
yes, it's true the courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me. Oh, Miss Aura, does this mean you're starting to trust the system again? No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of junk. It's just, I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Metis' killer down.
Leave it to us. We'll get him.
So I guess that means she's starting to trust us at least.
Aura.
Simon, I'm so glad that both you and the princess were cleared of all suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You'd better be grateful.
I never imagined you would go that far, though you always were extreme. But I don't recall ever requesting your help.
As closed as ever, I see. Well, now that you've been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the slammer.
Oh, slammer.
I just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. You'd probably give me the death penalty.
You know me all too well.
I guess love can take on a variety of expressions, including stunted in their case.
But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. Though because of you, it looks like I won't be crossing the Styx just yet. You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish.
Simon. I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that.
Aura.
Alright, that's enough of that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center.
What Miss Blackwell did was inexcusable. Frickin' trying to murder Tracy after all.
I mean, listen.
No. But it's clear she did it out of love for her brother. And like, actual family love, not enemy love.
I still can't wrap my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom.
I can't believe he killed Clay.
Right. And murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena. Chief Prosecutor. Yes? I would ask a favor. Would you allow me to stand at the prosecutor's bench for this trial? I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand. That was my plan all along. After all, it's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court.
He prefers being bent over the desk anyway.
You know, listen.
Sir, the formal paperwork has yet to be filled, but you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand. I'm much obliged. The day to part with these has come at last. Chief Prosecutor, would you?
Yeah, a little bit too close there, Blackwell. What's going on, Shira?
How long have I waited?
7 years?
Maybe it's the sense of freedom, but even the air seems fresher, the light brighter. and I will relish slashing that blackguard Fulbright to shreds without mercy.
And back to jail you go. I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is. Look at that smile.
I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. After all, we still got a trial to finish.
It's okay to cry, Athena. I promise.
Yeah, it's been a long one. If you want to catch up with our entire playthrough, there you go. Prosecutor Blackwell, Mr. Wright, please avenge Clay's death for me.
What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense's bench with me.
As the bench? I am?
Yes. I can't expect Athena to assist me now, can I? She's the defendant. That leaves you, bench.
What? Are you sure you want me? I took a leave of absence and everything.
Well, our office is pretty short-handed, and you're better than Trucy.
Jesus! It's not a... Fucking A, Phoenix. Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Hello.
Athena, I can say it with all of my heart now. I believe in your complete innocence. And now we're gonna prove it to the world.
Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it.
So, you won't be needing that eye patch anymore, right? Right, because I'm fine now.
No, don't even.
It's actually covered in horrible scars. Now this is the Apollo I know.
Sorry about that.
Now this is the Apollo I know.
Welcome back, Apollo.
It's almost time for the trial to restart. Though it looks like you have things well in hand.
Yup.
I should head back to the prosecutor's office.
But why?
That's where the magic happens.
I want to look into a few things. Namely, the first people on the scene 7 years ago, the facial data registered by the robot, and Detective Fulbright's background.
Oh, so you'll be coming to save the case later. Got it.
You know it.
Sounds great, boyfriend. I'll see you later.
I expect to be repaid with a victory, right? Now, if you'll excuse me.
Do you think
That victory.
Do you think the ruffles are there so he can wipe the cum off of his face? And it doesn't, look like he has wiped cum off of his face?
Victory is the name of my penis, by the way.
Good name. Like it.
Well, I can't use justice. Okay, you two all set to go?
You bet I am.
Let's do this.
This is it. The final battle. It's the final countdown. Apollo's friend. The courtroom bombing incident. On the case that ushered in the dark age of the law 7 years ago. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it all to justice today. She's also a really good dancer. December 20, 5:27 p.m. Wait a minute. December 20, 5:27 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4. Let us now reconvene. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has never been more ready.
You know, this is the first time we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted.
Now that you mention it. Although back then, I thought you were more loud than you were reliable. Really come a long way since then, Apollo. You've grown a lot.
Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well.
He's still got that ego of his, though. Prosecutor Blackquill. With the Chevalier mistake now resolved, you can finally take your rightful place on the Iron Throne. Yes, I guess we can keep the chit-chat for later. Bailiff, please bring in the witness immediately.
Even with those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackwell seems to be pretty much the same.
7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. I don't know, I've never been mad before.
Bobby Fulbright here. I heard I was in need on the stand here, so here I am.
Detective Fulbright. Do you know why you've been called to give testimony?
Yep. Because there's only one reason why I'd be called. And that is because it's time for justice. In justice we trust.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies.
What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey.
He's acting exactly the same as always.
Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident.
I picked it up like right before they started to think about it.
Fulbright, if you wish to dispel our suspicions, then let's get your testimony. All right, fine. You want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that.
The embodiment of justice.
I am the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. And this bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. This lighter with her prints on it.
Dude.
So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit?
That's absolutely right. Mr. Lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap onto a ladder. We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either. I guess you're right. But you can't define justice with evidence. You can define it
Yeah,
anyway.
no, I figured it out like
Justice
right before
just
they made it
is.
really obvious. Thankfully.
Objection!
Don't make me break out a dictionary on you. I named my penis Dictionary.
Please don't throw a book at me.
Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him.
Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? Beat him with your Merriam-Webster.
But my justice is crystal clear. What's not clear are your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice.
No, I don't know where it's
Don't
been.
Smell.
Ew. Gross. Are you hitting on me?
No.
Oni, I'm a married man. Don't speak to me that way.
I will find
Silence.
Don't worry. Blackwell's got your back.
you. Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it. Prosecutor Blackwell?
Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn.
Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. Kind of like Edgeworth was mine. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicious. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? It's fine, Your Honor.
Now, ask away and don't hold back.
Well, there don't appear to be any objection. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. the embodiment of justice.
I'm the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments.
Hold it!
My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There's careful reasoning behind my theory.
Yes, well, apparently there's a reasoning behind even a tofu burger.
That's seasoning, you dumb son of a bitch.
Hope so.
But what we have against Miss Sykes, though, it's not just reasoning, but solid evidence. And it's called the lighter, with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it, in the victim's blood.
Yes, that's true, but wait, Detective Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial.
If you harbor any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright or Wright Dono. Especially about that lighter.
He's right, but what exactly should I ask about? So, how many prints were found exactly?
Three. The thumb, the index finger, and the middle finger of the right hand.
Your Honor, that is important. State. Could we please have...
Added to my testimony? You got it.
He beat me to it, the son of a bitch.
Be it investigating or testifying, speed is the key.
I'll show you how fast it can go.
Three prints are on the lighter. The thumb, index, and middle finger of the right hand.
Objection!
That's gonna sound worth pushing.
Say the prints were from a right hand. Is that correct?
That's right. Very clear prints.
But that just doesn't add up.
Huh? What doesn't add up?
According to Miss Blackquill, who saw the culprit herself, this person held the lighter in their left hand.
Oh?
So here's the dilemma before us. Why are the prints on the lighter from a right hand instead of a left?
We'll have to figure it out next week. Woo!
Next time.
Good job, everybody. I'm proud of
Hey,
you all.
we made it.
But it is that time of the night. We gotta go to bed. I gotta go tuck Oni in.
What?
What? Bro, I'm not gonna kiss you goodnight, dude.
Don't forget to fluff up the pillow before you put it up behind his head.
Nah, always kiss your homies goodnight. But no, it is in fact that time of the night. Yeah, I will actually, for the first time in a very long time, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know, I'll figure some shit out. But we'll call it here. As previously mentioned, Lon is resting. Chrysaries is busy being a real boy. And since he wasn't here to introduce himself, we'll get Sharky to go first.
Hey y'all, I'm Sharky. I'm old. I'm so sleepy you might think I'm owning. It's a lot of fun. Sorry for being late today.
No worries.
Tell your friends and your loved ones just how you feel, because you never know just how much time you have these days. And in honor of, I guess it was still March 31st.
It is.
Trans rights.
Always true. Oh.
Have a nice night, fam.
Yeah. Oni Hart.
I be working on stuff, as you can see from the incremental, like very incremental, actually, the jumps of progress that I've made on the model in the past few weeks.
Nah, she's really coming together, dude.
And I got a whole ass other one to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll return to streaming soon. I just I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet.
Nothing wrong with that. Oh god. Okay. Whew. Knock stuff over. And Shy.
It's always fun to show up and do some voice acting. Thank you very, very much for having me. And hey, I'm definitely looking forward to next week and finishing this case out. As I said before, you can catch me here. You might be able to start catching me elsewhere sometime soon, hopefully. If not, well, I'll still be around here, annoying Chaos and asking him when's he going to New Jersey next.
Wednesday and Thursday. That's why I'm not streaming.
So yeah.
Killed it today, Shy.
For me, friends, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you so much for being here. There's the YouTube if you want to catch up on our playthroughs, speedruns, everything else. Check out my wife's Etsy and website, and I need to reorganize it, but if you want to support the stream any extra, feel free to check out the old stream wish list. But for me, we're going to call it a night. Let's go find somebody to read. Speaking of trans days of visibilities, I'm gonna go say hi to Seahorse. Any last words, everybody? All right. Good night.